Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for Battle of the North. Daps is missing, offline. In fact, I spoke to him today. I actually seen him today at studio. But listen, the L merchants are ducking and diving. He'll be here soon. Lateness is greatness, of course. I am here, your host, to do the most and never coast. Another L to my name as per usual. Mr. Take Note, Sarcasm City TV, flawless in the building. How you doing? All the drama at your club again. Main character syndrome once again.
Main character syndrome for real. Drama at my football club. Obviously we're going to discuss all that, but I ain't mad at it because the end result is looking good. You know what I'm saying? So I like where it's going in terms of the end result. Obviously we'll discuss all that. But blessed for having me. It's good to be back. Obviously, my favorite show to do. Always good to see you, Matisse. Always good to see Husam as well. Daps will be here shortly. And yeah, man, love for having me.
Pleasure as always, bro. This is football. Don Mystic Husam. How are we doing, sir? How are you doing? Another W.
Yes, sir. I'm great. I head into this video as a winner. You get me? One of the few times I was actually a winner on the show. So I'm smiling. You know, we're above Chelsea in the league. We're heading towards that top 4 position now. So it's all good. It's all good. And we have the World Cup, so we can take time off from watching that weekly crap. So I'm extremely happy, man. And yeah, always happy to be here. My favorite show as well to do every week. And I can't wait to get into it, man. Can't wait.
An absolute pleasure. And I forgot to even say, but all my weekly shows, people, to the viewers as well, will be taking a break over the World Cup and then we'll be coming back for the Premier League football. Just because, listen, we've got to focus on the World Cup. The club football is coming to an end. And I want to make you, man, miss this. Do you know what I mean? Take it away and the people will want it more. And that's what we need to do. We're going to take it away for a while. I'm going to give it back. Everybody needs a break. I need a break. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need Husam to try to slide in. I don't need Husam trying to slide in Chelsea talk during the World Cup, just like throwing little bits of gloss and glitter around the place every week. I don't need that, do you know what I mean? I need a proper cleanse. As I said on my review, I'm drinking cucumber juice. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a better life. When I return for 2023, I'm gonna be fully cleansed. But let's start off with someone who knows all about cucumber juice, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, Botox man, whatever you want to call him. You know,
man. That's soon to be at the Chelsea, man.
Listen,
get him to the bridge, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be getting sued. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get real sued in a minute. Manchester United apparently might take him to the courts. I don't know if probably breached his contract talking with Piers Morgan. What did he think this was? Life stories or something? What's going on? Do you know what I mean? He's not done yet. Is he Cheryl Cole? I don't know what's going on. Flawless, talk to you. What's your opinion on this madness? Some things he said I felt were hard truths, but then some things he said were just like, you can't say that, bro. You're still contracted by Manchester United.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, a lot of what he said in the interview was true. 110%. You know what I'm saying? The majority from the quotes that we've heard, but I'm not giving him credit for saying what we already knew. Like we've been calling out the Glazers for the longest. We've been talking about the facilities for the longest, talking about the stadium for the longest, talking about the lack of success. I'm saying how our board ain't doing what it's supposed to do, how our infrastructure's bad. Plus, normally I'm with the forget the messenger. Did you get a message? In this instance, this is the exception to the rule. I'm not trying to hear from you with anything. I do not want to hear from Cristiano Ronaldo about anything. Yes, he's one of those people, and I've said it before and I say it again. He will sink the whole ship because he can't be the captain. But just because you're sinking the ship with people that we dislike in terms of the Glazers doesn't mean I'm going to get on board with this.
But he was captain. That's the problem.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago. He was but he wasn't captain in the way he wanted to be captain. That was it. Because what I don't like is him getting credit for saying these things. And the only reason why he's saying these things is it's all for himself. Yeah. Because last season, when we had our worst ever season, the perfect time to say all this and do this interview would be straight after the season if he truly cared for the club, loved the club, and wanted to see the club do better. But the reason why he didn't, because 1, he was playing, 2, he was seeing, the debate was Ronaldo scoring goals. It's the team's fault. Ronaldo scored 18 goals in the worst ever Manchester United side. They need to build players around him, blah, blah, blah. We got a better manager. We got better players. And all of a sudden, everybody, apart from him and Roy Keane, figured out Manchester United are a better side without Cristiano Ronaldo. Even Gary Neville, who tried to defend you,
Why did it take them so long to notice?
I love the fact he said everyone apart from him and Roy Keane. I love that.
Roy Keane still defended him. He probably, I've not heard him since this. He'll probably still, everybody can see. And I say it all the time. Ask rival fans, the Manchester United fans who are fans of Manchester United fans, ask a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, City, and say, when you play us, do you want us to start Cristiano Ronaldo? And if they all tell you, yeah, that's telling you all you need to know. The fact this man was available in the summer and nobody came in for him tells you all you need to know. So that's why I don't give him credit for this interview. Going at Ten Hag was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's the part of the interview that I disagree with. How has he betrayed you? You've had ample time to perform on the football pitch. You started all 6 Europa League games. You failed. You know what I'm saying? You haven't performed well. I was saying this. Somebody let me know in the comments. Give me a game Cristiano Ronaldo has started this season and he's played well. All his best performances have come off the bench. The Everton game where he played,
Premier League games as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had Premier League games. The Everton game where he came off the bench, that was one, and he scored the winning goal. Again, off the bench. The Arsenal game, he came off the bench, but he started against Brentford. He started against Newcastle. And then in the Europa League, you started against the weaker opposition and failed to deliver. You played Sociedad twice. You played Omonia twice. You played Sheriff twice. I think he got 2 goals. One of them was a penalty. So here we are. And it's not even like he won the penalty. So with this interview, it's just typical Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's all about him. That's why I'm not hearing he's for the club. He's the ultimate professional. You know what I'm saying? He's a leader amongst men. The team will learn from him. No, he's about him. Because if he was playing well this season, this interview wouldn't have happened. No, prayer this interview would happen.
This is why I did not want this man at Chelsea. Everybody was cussing me when I made that video. How could you not want one of the greatest GOATs of all of the farms in the world to touch your football club and come here and score goals because he's so good and he'll fix all of our problems even though we have no service to our strikers? And yeah, how's that going for you now? He ain't even scoring goals for you this season. He's not even playing well. Even if he was playing well in the games that you're talking about, which is, by the way, the lower level teams, because he's not playing against top teams, because you know better than that than to play him. Man City, apparently, he would have stopped Phil Foden going into the box and ghosted him for a goal, according to Roy Keane. But even the games that he's playing, he's not even playing well. And the funny thing about Cristiano Ronaldo is that the guy is just so self-absorbed and so self-obsessed. Now, that's not surprising when you have the most Instagram followers and you're literally probably, you know, in terms of people around you, probably absolute yes men everywhere. You know, there's nobody telling you that your shit stinks. It's just not going to happen. But to take the weekend away, and I know the interview was done and it was probably planned to be released on this day, Wednesday coming, because obviously World Cup and there's no more Man United games. But to take this storyline away from Garnacho, that's what everybody should be talking about. The guy that idolizes you. Well, I'm so glad to see him lift that shirt and hold it up aloft. Messi tribute. Do you know what I'm saying? He's moved on. He's found his GOAT. It took that kid 1 week to clock that he needs to find a new GOAT. He needs to find a new inspiration, because you can't be out here looking up to Cristiano Ronaldo when he's out here looking up to himself. Do you know what I'm saying? This brother's just out here just looking out for whatever he can. I mean, big up Daps in the building. Welcome to the show. Husam, what do you make of this Ronaldo thing, man? Because, wow, this guy, he's something special, ain't he?
Can't lie, Matisse, as much as you don't want to hear this, I know that this guy's going to be your problem soon. It just has Chelsea written all over it. No, it has Chelsea.
The first time we agree. I think Ronaldo to Chelsea is a great idea. I'm with that.
100%. Hear me out.
Up the Chelsea.
It's not a great idea for Chelsea. It's not a great idea for the team. He is not better than what they currently have. Maybe he's a bit better than Aubameyang and Broha and all the bozos they have up top. But
better than Kai Havertz.
I have some respect for Armando.
I Havertz is crap. I don't think that any of them has anything to do with what I'm gonna say, because Todd Bowley wanted them in the summer. Tuchel was the guy that didn't want Ronaldo. Tuchel was right. Tuchel was right. I think Todd's gonna go back to him. There's a Russian guy I speak to on Spaces to every day. His name's Roman. He's like, you know what, Husam, this is the American dream, marketing dream. You know, Ronaldo to Chelsea for 6 months on loan, something like that, so he can play Champions League football. Man United don't have to pay his wages anymore, and he's going to be a Chelsea player. So Todd Bowley's dream will
Let me tell you something.
That's what I smell happening. But
I can smell it. I can smell what you're cooking, and I don't want to eat it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Take your meal, take your food, and throw it in the bin. Let me tell you something, right? If this happens, we deserve to finish outside the Champions League spots. We deserve it. I will actually take it as a consequence of our own stupidity. And I'll be like, do you know what? Fair play. That's what you get for being stupid. How can you, as somebody who's just come into football, yes, I get it, it's Ronaldo and legendary status. Listen, you're not a stan. I call them the stand base, not fan base now at Man United, the stand base, right? Because that's all they do. All they do is just look up to their God constantly, right? And they have no clarity, no vision, no understanding about this player and his regression, his decline. If this Todd Bowie guy, right? That's what I'm going to start calling him. That's how annoyed I'm getting, right? I'm not even referring him as to mine anymore. This guy, if he, for some stupid reason, thinks that Ronaldo is not only worth the drop off on the pitch for the marketing, and he also thinks that Graham Potter will not be tasked with taking his son to school instead of taking training, because that's Ronaldo will have him wrapped around his finger like that. If you believe that shit should slide, and then you still expect Champions League football when you know that there's critical positions in this team to address, and you can see the lack of chance creation, the lack of imagination, the lack of balance in the midfield. If you still go and bring in this mercenary, right? I'm not involved.
I
agree with what you're saying. I'm saying look at it from Todd's perspective. Look at it from Todd's
perspective is stupid. I know
but
it's
a little bit. Let me land. Just give me 10 seconds. I understand. I agree with you. It doesn't make Chelsea better at all. I'm saying from Todd's perspective, in the summer, I wanted Ronaldo, right? Tuchel was the guy that said, no, we shouldn't get Ronaldo. And Tuchel was right. Now, 6 months later, Chelsea are not scoring goals. You have a new manager in Potter who doesn't have as much, say at the club as much as Tuchel does. What you then go and do is you get the player that you wanted 6 months ago because you just want to prove that you're right. I know you're right. It shouldn't happen, but it is what it is. On the Man United part, though, the interview still hasn't been fully released. But
there's more.
I know this is unpopular, but I see both sides of the equation. Ronaldo here is at fault 100%, but I see from his perspective, you're starting Rashford, you're starting Martial, they're both crap, so I deserve a bit more respect. So I hear where he's coming from, but this is happening at the worst time possible because Garnacho just scored the winner, who's a baller, by the way, just scored the winner in the last second for Fulham, and he should be celebrated. Exactly what Matisse said. They should be very happy they got the 3 points, but now that everyone's going to be talking about Ronaldo, not the win against Fulham. So, it's a shit time.
My response to that is in terms of, no, if the manager prefers other players to you, that's not disrespectful. Number two, Martial's barely played, but in the few games he has played, has performed better than you. Rashford, without doubt, has performed better than you. If you perform well, you keep your place. You have been one of our worst players this season. That's a fact. Your current performances do not warrant you in the starting lineup. We play better without you. If you look at all Manchester United's best performances this season so far, they all come with him not starting. All of them. Simple. That's a fact. You can't even dispute that.
Against Tottenham when he walked off against Tottenham.
Yeah. Again, and it's a pattern of behavior as well. Like he's done too many. If this was a one-off, I'd be like,
second time, cool. Pre-season.
He did so in pre-season. Not only did he try and leave, that's the craziest part. I seen a tweet that said this, and it said, player who wants to leave feels forced out. He tried to force a move, people. Let's not forget that, number one. So one, he tried to leave. Two, he left the friendly against Real Vallecano early. So that's two things right there. Three, refused to come on the pitch against Spurs. Four, left early again. Five, now this interview. How many times does this man need to do things consistently to the point where you're just like, you don't want to be here? No accountability. In that interview, even though it's only the quotes and the rest of it will come out, I know not one time in the hour and a half, as he said, yeah, I should have done better. I'm saying I need to perform better. That's on me. Even the Rooney thing with the quotes that come out. Never once he said, right, Rooney was right for criticizing me for what I did.
But this is why none of the Manchester United legends have ever criticized him, is because they know his ego needs constant massaging. And then whenever you do criticize him like Rooney does, he lashes out and starts cussing. Two things with him. The only part of this where so far with the quotes released, that I actually sympathize with him is with the 3-month-old kid where he said that he was late to preseason because of that. And he doesn't feel like maybe the club gave that the publicity, the media didn't give that the light that it needed, and it looked like he was coming back late from preseason and they tried to tarnish his name. That's the only part that I sympathize with. Everything else for me is just poor, because when you take into account the age of the player, the experience and the leadership qualities that people keep telling me that he's meant to possess, right? A good influence for the young players? No, That's a load of rubbish. That's just complete bullshit. There's no positive influence there. All it is just his own ego, and whatever is concerning him matters the most. If it's his performance that's in jeopardy, then fuck the whole team. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not getting what I want my way, then I'm taking the highway. And people will say, oh, well, he's been disrespected because he hasn't been brought off the bench. Or when you're a part of a team, you are aware that the manager's decisions is final. Doesn't matter if you're Ronaldo or whether you're Elanga. It doesn't matter. You could be benched. You might not play. Every footballer takes that risk when you sign for a club or when you play for a club. You could not play for the next 15 matches, and there's nothing you can do about it. You signed
it does matter though, Matisse. That's the problem.
Is the no? It matters in terms of is the team performance.
It's Ronaldo. That's
it matters because it's Ronaldo, but it's not. Again, it's Ronaldo in name only. Is the team performing? Is the team
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying from his perspective, he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, which is all well
from
and good.
His head, you get me?
But yeah,
like
from his head, yeah.
And I achieved all this in football, and now you're benching me for Elanga.
And that means nothing in 2022. That's what that is, because you was available. You was available in the summer, and nobody came in for you. So surely that's a reality check. But like you said, the stand base, people are gonna continue to defend him, and the team has played better without you. This is as simple as that. Do Manchester United still need to improve further? Absolutely. I've said we need minimum 2 strikers. I've said this for the longest. We still, even though we had a great window and we signed 5-6 players, we still need to add additions. Like when you look at our bench from that game, you see it with a couple players missing, how light the squad is. I've spoken about this on this show, spoken about it on every stream in terms of it, but we're heading in the right direction. You can see that clearly from performances. I'm saying, is there still levels to go? Yes. Are we the best team in the world? Absolutely not. Are we ready to compete for top honors? No. But are we getting there? Am I still looking at it and going, yeah, a trophy is on the cards? Yes. 110% a trophy is on the cards. That's how I'm looking. I'm not saying we definitely do that, but I'm expecting one. And that's for the first time in a long time where I'm like, right, United might actually win a trophy. Like I have some expectation because I have some belief in this team. Even the game against the one we played against Fulham, first half we was good. Second half we dipped off. I was saying, and that's credit to Fulham got it, but we had what I like about the game is we had enough chances to win it. It's the most we created chances in a long time. In a long time. Martial should have scored. Eriksen should have scored. Elanga missed a good one. Rashford missed a follow-up. McTominay missed a free header from 6 yards out. That's 5. Yeah. I can't remember the last time we created so many chances going forward. I think it's a good Fulham side as well. Like they're not a bad side. And I understand where we're at, but with him in the side, it's just not it. We don't create all them chances with him in the side. Because on the football pitch, he don't deliver. He don't do anything. He don't excel. That's what I don't get about the defense of him. He don't excel at anything. This is why nobody wants him.
Who are we talking on?
On Ronaldo, because this is where these pundits confuse me. It's like you're almost pretending like you don't understand the game. You look at someone like a Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal. Look at the difference he's made to that team. He's not scoring goals constantly. His finishing could definitely be a lot better, but the amount of chances they're creating because of his movement. He was involved in one of the goals against Wolves where he cuts in from the left-hand side, reverse pass to Vieira. Like Ronaldo is simply not giving you that movement, and he's not giving you that portfolio right now. He's giving you serviceable striker.
And that's what everyone's seeing. This is early on, Matisse, but what I was trying to get at is that, you know, the media, and even like I remember I was hearing Graham Souness have a disagreement with on TalkSport with Jordan. What's his name?
Simon Jordan. And Graham Souness was trying to argue this point that basically United should have sold him in the summer. And I was saying, but who put an offer in? Right? This guy, his wages are too much, because ultimately anyone that Ronaldo would want to go to are not willing to pay that much, because they know from a football perspective, he doesn't bring that much no more. Like, he really doesn't. From a commercial perspective, of course, he always will. But from a football perspective, he's just not it no more. Like, it's very apparent when you watch him for Man United that he just doesn't fit in. He doesn't fit in with the way they play. And he hasn't got that, you know, like he'll still pick up the ball outside the box and try and shoot. And it's like, it's not the same. It's just not hitting the same no more. You're kind of putting it into the keeper's arms. But look, the World Cup's here. He's got the chance to maybe, if he scores 2 goals in the World Cup, someone will be in for him. And
Husam's right. We were saying it earlier on, Matisse. I really hate to see it, but I do think your club might be the club that he ends up at.
I don't know why this is happening, considering the fact that we have a whole new recruitment team of God knows how many staff coming through the building. The fact that we're basically tied up in Cuckoo just doesn't make any sense. So I don't expect him. And I know people keep mentioning. I know people keep mentioning Tom. Todd. But at the end of the day, Todd or Tom, and Jerry and all these other guys, they need to understand that this is football. This is not your marketing machine. This is not
subscribe to This Is Football. Nice one.
Yeah, this is football. Exactly. You know what I mean? What a plug. So if you don't understand the game, which these guys obviously are very new to it, you should cop on to the fact that you're the only temporary sporting director that's actually interested in this player, and you should probably wonder to yourself, why is that? Instead,
maybe you will. This is the thing.
Yeah, hopefully,
Matisse, me and everyone else are basing this on the fact that in the summer you were interested. You've now got that recruitment team there, and they might. Do you know what? We're all basing it on what happened in the summer. So you are right that and it's a good one, because if you do go for him, to worry that Potter and his team aren't getting too much of a say. If you don't go for him, that Potter and his team are getting a say. So then that things might be rosy. Things might be rosy.
100%. I mean, Garnacho, with the winner and a win for Man United. And to be fair, like, to get a late winner like that, it's a great way to end, obviously, the well, I don't want to say end the year because there's still a couple games left, but end the section of the season, shall we say, Flawless, because you're quietly going about your business. Do you know what I mean? You've sorted yourselves out.
Before you continue, just to clarify, Matisse, because I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. You're fully not with the Ronaldo to Chelsea thing.
Bro, if that happens,
emergency stream, man. I'm there for you, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you I'll pass over the black book.
Lord knows,
I'll let you know what's happening.
I'll be cussing on many levels if that happens.
I'll let you know, man. Don't worry, man. I'll be here for you, innit? That's just the type of character I am. But go on, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, innit?
I will cuss to oblivion if that happens, bro. More than you can believe. I will cuss so much. So
I need it, yo. I need it.
It can't happen. I'm getting triggered just thinking about it. Fucking hell.
I've noticed.
Suey.
These guys.
Matisse knows deep down he's gonna see.
You know what? Yeah, I've said it already. But if we actually brought him in, it would confirm our decline as a football club, and mediocrity has really set in, because now you've brought in the Man United mercenary. And you brought in the Arsenal mercenary in Aubameyang, who's literally got a tattoo of our rival's crest on his arm or whatever, and doesn't give a shit whether we win or lose games. It's just, and then people will complain about a poor dressing room with bad attitude and all these things and a shit environment. If you bring this guy into the dressing room, I'm finished.
What I can do for you, Matisse, and I do for your viewers as well.
Listen, don't do me no silly deal now. You know what I mean?
Just don't no silly deal. Why you?
Matisse is so triggered.
Why? No, actually, what I'll do, because I see you. I was about to compliment you because I seen you do the giveaway. So I'll buy a Ronaldo Chelsea shirt for you to do a giveaway with. You know
have any of you seen this? Have any? I got sent this thing earlier.
My grandma has a nice fireplace.
It's I got sent this clip earlier of it. It's actually a kind of like probably about an 11-year-old in a Chelsea top, and he goes to his dad. I think it's on TikTok or something doing the rounds, and says, "Dad, I want this haircut." And his dad's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "Ronaldo, right?" And then his dad takes him to the hairdressers, and he gets Fat Ronaldo's haircut.
Good. Yes, good.
Right,
but it's already look. This is the thing.
We can do it together, Matisse, man.
Some of your fan base will be happy with this.
That's what's so alarming. I can't imagine. I mean, there's people that do polls on this shit on Twitter. I said, why are you doing this poll? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, are your brain cells not functioning? Are they on pause? What's wrong with you? Are you in hospital? Do you need help? Do you need assistance, medical attention? Why on earth would anybody want this player at our club? If you've watched Chelsea for even a couple of matches, if you watch Chelsea against Newcastle, how could you possibly think that the next player that needs to come in is Ronaldo to fix that shit? How is that even mentally processing in your? I just don't understand. I refuse to compute.
But the elite mentality.
the people that do those type
You
of
keep your elite
polls,
mentality at Old Trafford,
they-
please.
they don't deep football like you deep football. Like you will look at where the gaping holes are, and you will be like, right,
Bro,
we need
it's not-
people. But
It's not even, I think, at a high level.
no,
I'm just
it's not. But you got to understand these
bro,
people.
we had Lukaku do an interview, and then I was like, okay, let's note this down. Yeah, everyone, let's take a moment to note this shit down, and then we're gonna learn from this, and we're not gonna make the same mistake. We're not gonna bring in any more egotistical, static strikers with an inflated sense of
But that's
being.
context. There's
And
no
then-
room for that.
And then people are like, oh, I know what we need now because
Goals,
we already had a striker that relied upon service and we couldn't spot their runs. So I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a Aubameyang. That will solve everything, yeah. Because it's not like Lukaku wasn't a good finisher. So we're gonna get another good finisher that can't create his own chances, can't dribble, can't drop deep, or and he can't do anything other than put the ball in the back of the net. Oh, it's not working. Oh, guys, I know what we're gonna do. Let's get Ronaldo, another striker who needs service. And this one's even slower than the one that we have now, who can't press.
And
again, this is the third striker in a row.
and
that
definitely
can't
isn't going to respect the manager.
so hold on. We're not creating chances, right? Riddle me this, yeah? We're not creating chances in open play that often. We're inconsistent. So other teams would be like, okay, we're going to press from the front and we're going to try and turn over the ball high up the pitch and create chances that way. But what do Chelsea go and do? Oh, we're going to sign Lukaku, who can't press, Aubameyang, who can't press, and then Ronaldo, who can't press.
It's actually a question.
Meanwhile, Jesus is at Arsenal pressing
the shit out of everyone. Yeah,
and bro.
What is question though? Because I haven't watched Chelsea that much this season. Is Sterling pressing for you lot?
He's average presser. I mean, Sterling
because he used to press really well, but
I mean, Sterling's playing so poorly on the ball that I'm not really worried about what he's doing off the ball right now. He needs to. He needs to be on.
He's a player. You have to play. You have to manage him correctly, and you have to play him correctly. Otherwise, we saw it under Pellegrini. That's the output.
I don't know how some Chelsea fans are not suffering from PTSD. I think now, after what happened, finally with this last outburst from Ronaldo, where he's got a first half and a second half with Piers Morgan coming up, I think people are now starting to learn. Okay, this probably isn't a good idea. Because
you said though you do play the back three, so maybe him in a pair. You know what I'm saying? And so then you have someone who can play off of him. Maybe I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the free.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to
hey, we just trying, yeah, man. Battle of the North people. We just trying. This is football in the building. Never a foul.
Why do you do these things?
Why do I do? I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help you.
No,
you're my guy.
No,
of course I'm trying to.
Listen,
just in case this happens,
Mr. Sarcasm TV is not trying to help at all.
Just be clear, we can keep talking on Chelsea all show. I'm happy with that.
I'm trying to give you some comfort. You know what I'm saying? More than crumbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring the whole cake. You feel me? You didn't like what Husam was cooking up. I'm trying to bring gifts instead.
I don't like gifts,
man. I'm trying, man. You know what I'm saying? I said the giveaway. We can do it joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying maybe in a 2 you can get more.
You want to give us a gift?
Yeah.
There's a lovely Brazilian holding midfielder that you own that I would love to take off your hand.
Hey, you can take Freddie's out of contract. That's calm. You know what I'm saying? Fred's out of contract in the summer.
Oh my god! Let's move on. Let's move on.
And you know, Matisse, you know why you're triggered? The reason why you're triggered is deep down it's gonna happen as well.
No, I don't. I actually don't. If it actually happens, I'll be shocked to oblivion.
In January, Ronaldo's gonna be your player.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
Promise me one thing though. If it does happen, you live stream that night. I need to see that. Please.
I think I'll do a video. I don't think I can handle the comments. I personally will not be triggered by the comments.
Well, if you need me
to handle it.
If you do a video and you need me to run the live stream on I got you as well, man. I will cover you.
I'll be Piers Morgan on Never a Foul for the night. See, and you can come on and I'll interview you about how you feel.
I'll be there for that. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of how do people feel, let's not let Daps run away any longer. Do you know what I mean? Never a foul. Do you know what I'm saying? Never a foul. Maybe should have fouled Tony in the build-up. What's going on? You know what I mean?
What a segue.
You man lost. You man,
we did.
Big Steve told me that you
segue.
guys would handle your damn business.
There's clips of me. There's clips on me in Big Six Bants saying, like, they were saying you might drop points as well. I was like, listen, we don't drop points. We're not dropping points to the Etihad. I was on the train on the way back from the game with 3 guys from America that had flown over for their first ever City game. They clearly picked it perfectly. Brentford at home, guaranteed 3 points. Goal fest. Hairline will be starting. and they came and watched that shit show. You know, I went on Sunday morning. Saturday night I wasn't back in time, so Hamza went on Never a Foul to represent City. Hold tight, Hamza. And he did his best to try and defend us, but sometimes you can't defend.
You have
like
to actually defend on the pitch,
bro. You can't defend. Do you know what summed it up is, I don't know if you saw, but in like the 98th minute they nearly scored a third.
Yeah,
right,
I saw.
And did you see
I'm very annoyed.
Did you see the two players that came charging back and one of them cleared it off the line? Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. The defenders were nowhere to be seen. No one else was there to be seen. It kind of sums it up that the only two were them two that were also the two at the other end trying to make stuff that came charging back. And it was just like sat there watching it thinking, well, this is the thing. The one thing about City is we've got professional players that get shit done. And quite frankly, it was a bit like Crystal Palace last season. Or was it? No, the season before. No, it was last season in February when we played them and dropped points. Yeah. And I said, I want to see who's going to stand up, because like that performance the other day, it's not me coming on and saying, Brentford got lucky to get a point. No, they deserved 3 points. They were so organised. We could have had 30 minutes injury time. We still wouldn't have scored. They weren't being pulled out of position. They stuck to the task and they were clinical when they got the chances. As for us, I can't really pick out players that were good. Like Bernardo was running his ass off as usual. Apart from that,
are you guys becoming too predictable with Hairline up top? Because you guys were just knocking in so many crosses. Towards the end of the game, you guys want to search for penalties. What's going on? You used to be you used to be methodical.
And look,
this weekend Arsenal looked like City, and City looked like the old Arsenal.
Well, City looked like. Let's be clear though. City. Let's not get carried away. City looked like City often look in between August and November, and we have to remember that we're 14 games in. City never cooking 14 games in. So. But I've seen some people talk about the referee. The referee was shit, but the referee wasn't shit in a way that influenced us. The referee was shit as far as he was taking too long to make decisions. I don't think any decisions went against us. He just stopped the flow of the game, so it was frustrating.
Who was your worst player on the pitch? Because you guys
were all bad, bro. They were all bad.
You guys were getting destroyed by the long ball.
If you're talking about probably
Raya
expectations,
was just going long to Tony and
I don't want to go against De Bruyne because of what he did, rushing back to clear it off the line. But if you're talking about what you expect from a player, De Bruyne wasn't cooking at all. So I'd probably say for what we expect, maybe De Bruyne, maybe Rodri, because Rodri controls the tempo of the game. The tempo of the game was not there, so maybe I could look at that. Defensively, I thought Laporte was all right. Laporte, even when he had a bandage on, was throwing himself into everything. So I've got to give him ratings for that. But it was just flat. It was shit, and it is what it is. You have games like that. There's no point in me coming on saying everything will be fine. It's now frustrating. We have 6 weeks of no football to nurse ourselves. And we don't know what players are going to be coming back fit, what players aren't going to be coming back fit. We've got to play Liverpool, United 13th. We've got a busy run. So, look, if I was Arsenal fans right now, I would be slightly hopeful. I would be. But you can cling at all these things. But the one thing I always kind of revert back to is there's more chance of that being an off day for City than there is us not bouncing back. Like it happens. Like we've had an off day. We have an off day every season. I don't think it's necessarily shit, panic alert, Arsenal are going to win the league.
What about you, Husam? Is that are they starting to worry you? Because they haven't looked good in a lot of games this season, City. I mean, I'd say a lot, but I'm saying more than you'd expect. But obviously, Daps is saying, early on in the seasons, you guys tend to be slow starters. But it's been quite a few games where you're looking at City, you're like, it doesn't really. I mean, for me, it's no in between. City will either look really off of it, or they're just absolutely blitzing teams. And it's Hairline obviously on the end of things. But I mean, Husam, are you worried that these guys are gonna make our lives live in hell on social media this season?
Hold on, this is going to be mad.
I don't even know
Hold
what
on,
to say because I probably want City to win the league over Arsenal.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, this City stuff, I just don't get it, because I think with Erling Haaland coming in, they're going to be a lot stronger and stuff. But that game against Brentford, they were absolutely horrible. I think this was their worst game of the season so far. Like,
100%. Brighton
the worst.
Brighton at home. We won 3-1, but we weren't good that day. But we won 3-1. This was a
Yeah,
lot
but
worse.
when you win, it
worse.
overshadows the performance.
Yeah, but
So,
we
like,
were a lot worse today.
yeah, you get
We were
3
a lot worse.
points, so you know you probably just let go of the performance. But
Yeah,
the game against Brentford, they were absolutely horrible. Towards the end as well, that could have been 3-1. And the thing is as well, you know what Daps just said, and he was very honest about it. Like, no one went into this game, even rivals or non-rivals or whatever, saying, "Oh, Brentford are going to go to the Etihad and get something." You know, this was extremely unexpected. And going forward, I think with City, first of all, De Bruyne needs to stop diving, so you know he doesn't start a reputation for himself now. Second of all, I think, yes, we are in November/December, but the one thing people need to realize is the differences between December now and December of the usual years is we're only 14 games in. So there are 24 games of football left. 24 games of football, there's 72 points to fight for. So it's not like December, you know, of previous years where you only have, you know, 15 games, 16, 17, 18 games left. No, and now there's 24 games left because of the World Cup. And you see this World Cup is going to do a whole lot of people many favors, and do a whole lot of people what's the opposite of favor, like ruin a whole lot of teams. Because I'm going to give you a simple example. God forbid, because I never wish injury on anyone. Let's use De Bruyne and Jesus as a case study, for example. One gets injured, they have to start in Nketiah, they're done. One gets injured with City, I don't think they're done, but Kevin De Bruyne, for me, I rate him very highly. I think he's just as much a cheat code as Erling Haaland, and deserves a lot more respect. Some people don't rate De Bruyne. I don't know why, because clearly they need to start watching football. But De Bruyne is absolutely unbelievable. So, for example, he goes to play with Belgium, he has a bad injury, suddenly City are like, you know, at least screwed for 3, 4, 5 games. Same thing for Arsenal. This World Cup is going to ruin a whole lot of teams and boost a whole lot of teams. So 14 games into the season, Arsenal are top of the league, but it's not guaranteed. And as someone who has experienced Pep Guardiola's team breathing down your neck, it is the worst experience in the world. You wake up nervous. In the middle of the night, you wake up 3 a.m., you know, you want to go use the bathroom just normally. You know, you woke up, your alarm clock woke you up to just go pee, and you just feel nervous. You're thinking about, shit, when's the next City game? You know, and now City fans are in my DM, and now Arsenal fans are in my DMs. Husam, how did you do this? I cannot do this. Every time I watch City, I want to shit myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what it is? If you want to beat City for the Premier League title, and I hate to say it, you must continue doing what Arsenal are doing now, which is be almost flawless and win every single game and play with balls. You must play with guts, with balls. You cannot be afraid. You must make the other team be afraid of you. Unfortunately, for all of us, I think the one thing we're all in agreement is we don't want Arsenal winning the league. They're actually doing all the stuff that the team that has to beat Pep should do, which is play courageous ball, play offensive, control the ball, control possession. They don't concede many chances. This is the one thing I will say about Arsenal.
Yeah, they do.
They don't actually concede many chances. If you watch Arsenal, like City concede chances, we, United, everyone concedes chances. With Arsenal, it seems like they're going to concede a chance maybe once every half an hour, once every 35 minutes. Saliba and Gabriel, you could give them shisha and coffee and they'd be okay, you know, just sat there, just passing the ball around left and right. Like, Arsenal have really got their shit together. But for me personally, I still would edge City to win the league, but this World Cup could ruin or make someone's season.
Do you know what? It sounds spot on, because I worry about De Bruyne, because I've seen it with Vincent Kompany and I've seen it with De Bruyne, that them Belgian man are relentless. They can be 4-0 up. They'll keep De Bruyne on the damn pitch, right? They did it with Vinny and they've done it with De Bruyne many times. De Bruyne has had patchy periods of injuries through his career. For the last 18 months, he's been injury-free. So that worries me. Walker being rushed back, that worries me. We got a lot of players. The difference between us and Arsenal is you look at a lot of the City players that are going, they're probably starters as well. So there is that. But yeah, I think the other thing that's massive is Arsenal have to play us home and away. And that, for me, that's gonna really, really influence what is going on, because we beat them at the Emirates, so we beat them both games. We go ahead of them, right? And the history book says we beat them both games. Now, I know they're a different team. It will come back and bite us, though, massively if they win the league, because I do worry that Zinchenko and Jesus at Manchester City, they were two of our biggest fighters. If you think about it, most seasons, they never went into a season as the starters. But by the end of the season, both of them were usually starting because they've fought for their place and then they've fought for the league. And we've gone and given them to people we didn't think were going to be title rivals. And they've created an army of people.
No one thought that either, to be fair. No one thought that.
No, but they've gone and created an army of people with their mentality to fight. And it's like, oh, fucking hell. This. And then you've got Arteta, who kind of is doing the whole Pep thing of, no, everyone must have the same goal. Everyone must be driving in the same direction, one game at a time. And it's like, this could come back and bite us in the arse big time. That we've literally, people were bantering, going, you know, City have literally gone and made a kind of little copy of us.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and they play like you as well.
And it's like, fucking hell, this could be...
Perhaps I can't lie to you, though. You can't let us down. Because if you lose this league title to Arsenal, it's embarrassing. Like, you have to get your shit together. Please get your shit together.
Like, last 2 seasons, after 14 games, we were not top, right?
Yeah.
And we won the league both seasons. So, again, I can look at when people go, oh, but what if De Bruyne gets injured, or what if this, or what if that, or what if I can do what ifs, or I can actually go by what's happened before, and I'm going to kind of hang my hat on that when it gets to business, and when we get back from the World Cup and it's ripe, guys, focus, that we'll get shit done.
Before we go to Liverpool, is there anything Arsenal can do in the January transfer window that will make you worry, Daps?
Sign Cristiano Ronaldo?
Now, you know what?
I'm trying to offload your shit. Nobody wants your shit, right?
Look, I do think it's hard to find players in the January window that come in and hit the ground running. I think that's the one thing everyone needs. You know, you think Luis Diaz for Liverpool, that was one. Laporte for us was one when we got him. For me, it's cover for Partey. If they get good cover for Partey, because we've seen it. Lokonga and El Nani.
Nani, Lord Jesus.
El Nani.
That's not it. Well, that being said, you're talking about cover. You know what I'm saying? Matisse was talking about one of the Brazilian defensive midfielder from my club. Hey, Arsenal, we got one. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. That if they get the cover
enough, by the way,
right?
Arsenal are looking to sign a forward or like a winger type midfielder.
Yeah,
like
I mean, and that's
the
the
Mudryk
thing.
guy, the Ukrainian player.
Yeah, but let's be real. It's very, very rare that forwards come in and hit the ground running like that. So
no, but that's what I'm saying. I think they need a midfielder as well because
they need a Partey cover.
By the way, Xhaka as well. If one of them get injured, I think they're in trouble. So even if it's Partey or Xhaka, because Xhaka's been playing really well, we have to be honest.
Partey's actually injury prone. That's the problem. So.
Yeah, exactly. Partey's injury prone. So now who's gonna partner Xhaka in midfield? Because Lokonga partners him, you drop points. El Nani partners him, you also drop points. So they need to buy a midfielder. But from what I've seen from the people I follow that support Arsenal, it's looking like they're looking at getting a winger almost, or like a
this is the thing. Player. But this is a thing. I've said to a few Arsenal fans when they're talking about players, and they've said, but Arteta probably won't get the players we want. And I'm like, well, if he doesn't get the players you want, he'll probably get the players that are needed. But if he gets the players your fan base wants, he's probably going to get people with egos that
Cristiano Ronaldo
that maybe are better than your club currently are. So why are they joining your club? You want Arteta to go out and get, you know, these modest players like he's been doing recently. That's the likelihood is Arteta goes against what all the Arsenal fan base are doing. They're a bit upset for a week or two, then realize, oh, fucking hell, we trust the process again. And it works. So we'll
get
see.
Someone no one wants, like Conor Gallagher from Chelsea or something, and then suddenly they'll win the league. It's mad.
We don't want him in England neither.
I mean,
Conor Gallagher, to be fair, is playing almost as a shadow striker now for Chelsea, though. So big up, man. He's improving.
Whoop-de-doo. So exciting. Exactly what I've envisioned and dreamed for my beloved football club.
Batista, man, you still... It'll get better, man. Don't worry about it, man.
The one thing I flawless. The The one thing I will say,
Flawless
is
Mountain
that
Gallagher, you know, it's crazy.
That front three is horrific. Trust me, I've been there though. You know what I'm saying?
you don't
As
have
a
time.
United
You don't have
fan,
time. I can't.
I've
I don't
been
have
there.
time
You
to
know what I'm saying?
They
We
used to
are
have
you
Hazard
from
and
last
Drogba.
season.
It's crazy.
I've been there, man. I've
You ain't
seen.
gonna
You know
get
what
no
I'm
time
saying?
to talk about Liverpool, Sam, if you don't stop this. I'm not gonna lie.
I've been there, man.
What
Don't
am I
worry
doing?
about it.
It's Flawless's fault. I'm quiet.
No. I'm just saying for Matisse, I don't want to see you. As much as I dislike your team, Matisse, I don't want to see you like this. Like
Don't
people think
worry.
I'm trolling
You
them,
won't see me
joking.
like this.
I
You
don't
won't
want to
see
see
me like
you
this.
like this, man.
World
You know what
Cup
I'm
is
saying?
starting. I'll be good.
I don't enjoy seeing you like your team. Yeah, of course. I wish bad on your team, but not you. You know what I'm saying?
World
Don't
Cup
That's what it
starting.
is.
The problem is you're English, so you're gonna watch shit football again and get knocked out.
I don't have no allegiance to England. I don't give a shit. I'm just here to watch good football. I'm a nice
Yeah, same,
neutral. I'm gonna enjoy
same,
myself.
to
Do you know
be
what I'm
fair.
saying?
Don't watch English games. Then.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna watch England games. I'm gonna watch all the games and that. You know what I'm saying? It's still content.
Liverpool as well. Talking
Southgate
about
up.
winning.
I'm talking about terrible football. Yeah, but go on.
Wow. I mean, Husam, take it away. You've only got a couple of minutes, bro. But Nunes,
That's fine.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you'll happily speak only a little bit on your team. Nunes. That's probably the best performance I've seen from Nunes this season. I'm not gonna lie. I think he was that good.
Nunes is coming into it now, and look, there's three types of strikers. There's the striker that scores goals, but maybe his overall build-up play isn't all that. Then there's the player who has good overall build-up, but his finishing maybe ain't the best, like Jesus or Firmino, for example. And then there's the player, the ultimate player that we all strive for, which is a player that can do both. He can get involved in build-up and score. And Darwin Nunes, for the first time, actually played that way. I'm not saying he's that type of player. I'm saying against Southampton, he played that way. He actually had a few passes in the game where I'm like, yo, how the fuck does this guy have this in his bag? Like, I was shocked myself because even me myself, as you guys all know, I wasn't the biggest fan of Nunes. I'd have rather had Nkunku, for example, but he shocked me as well. He had a few passes even with his weak foot and stuff. His link-up play was on point, and his finishing as well. It was very good. I thought the Southampton game was actually the best football we played in the second half I've probably seen us. Bar Bournemouth. I have to say, listen, from now to the end of Battle of the North, I'm going to stop saying Bar Bournemouth because it's the anomaly. So just put Bar Bournemouth in your head. We beat them 9-0. That's never going to happen again. So, you know, from all the other games, I think it was some of the best football we've played. But the reason why many Liverpool fans now are a little bit uplifted in their mood and a lot happier is actually to do with off-the-pitch stuff more than on-the-pitch stuff. Because, first of all, from the on-the-pitch side, for the first time the whole year, Liverpool fans actually looked at the Premier League table. Because from the start of the season, we ain't looked. We see ourselves above Chelsea. We see ourselves above multiple different teams. And we see we're only like, 4 or 5 points away from top 4. Now, the same way that I know what it's like for Daps to be breathing down my neck in a title race, they also all know what it's like for Liverpool when they want to get top 4. Oh, we turn those engines on and we get that top 4 because I've seen it get done with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. I have seen us turn it. You know how long we turned it on? 10 games. We won 8 games.
Can you imagine there were people out there that were trying to rule you out for top 4 at some point?
Yeah, that's mental. That's mental.
I've always had it down for top 4 minimum top 4. I think top 4 is a given for Liverpool and City because they're the only 2 teams in the league that can win 10 in a row easily, just like that. So you can never say they're going to finish outside the top 4. So I think it's a happy place for us more because of off the pitch now with, there are conversations about transfers and, a takeover and a whole lot of stuff. So the Liverpool drama is a lot more off the pitch than it is on the pitch, but the results must match it. And for the first time this season, we won 3 games in a row. So I'm so happy we actually have 3 games in a row.
Hashtag progress, man, innit? And what you've been asking for, Husam, for Klopp to fix the fuck up. And that's what he's been doing. See?
I didn't jump progress. On the bandwagon. I was in Klopp out.
Chelsea and Manchester United have 0 goal difference. Liverpool plus 11.
Hey, why are you throwing us in this? What's go on, man?
I just looked at the table. Yeah.
Why are you attacking my brother Flawless? He got 3 points.
I know. I'm just reading out what I'm seeing. I'm looking at the goal difference.
We just beat.
Yeah,
I
can't read out that you've conceded 20 goals this season.
Yeah, we're through. Exactly. We're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. City and Liverpool drew each other, which is also great. A lot of Premier League sides went out. I'm looking at
that type of shit. If that happens to us,
we lost in the Carabao Cup as well.
To us, it'd be that we paid someone for it to happen. But with United, it's fine. fine. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. Finally, we did it. Ten Hag did something right. Yeah, when City and Liverpool, I could have jumped for joy when you two drew each other. I was like, all right, this is good. Let's
That
go.
was so rigged.
This might be your chance at the trophy because one of us will be gone.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
literally-
Husam, 100% I'm looking at. When I see people talking about, oh, we can't win it, we shouldn't target the Carabao Cup, go win that. Yes.
Everyone's
Go
out.
win
Especially
that.
when you
Yeah.
Arsenal
You've got
out,
Barcelona.
Spurs out, Chelsea out, everyone. Literally.
Everyone.
New
everyone.
squad.
Like 9
Nothing
Premier
like a
Leagues,
new squad winning a trophy together, smelling blood. It's very important.
100%. Celebrate
Sorry,
that
just one
shamelessly.
thing on City we didn't speak on. The fact that Grealish didn't play and we lost. Grealish has a 100% win record this season. You aware of that?
I didn't
Every
know that.
time Grealish has played, we've won. 100%
I
win
can't lie,
record.
Daps, I'm not buying the Grealish.
He's the
hype.
glue, man. Grealish
Bro,
is the glue.
listen, we
And
were
you know I'm
screaming
not a
at
GXNG guy, but like
at halftime we were saying
Get Grealish on.
no one's being pulled out of position. Bring Grealish on, he'll start to draw people out of position. And you know,
he was brilliant
I
against
didn't
Chelsea
say
in
this, to
midweek.
be fair, and I should say it. Pep is to blame for that. The players' attitude was bad, but also Pep left it way too late to make any changes. Way too late. So that is slightly, I don't know what conversations happened with players about not wanting to play because of the World Cup. I don't know, but it was very weird that everything was the same. Like nothing is changing in the game, and you're still not bringing players on. That's kind of weird to me. I
do think
that plays a role.
players are dropping the
Sorry,
ball
just
before
1
the World
second.
Cup.
That plays a role. I don't have to go. I'm just 30 seconds. I think that plays a role. And this was, remember, that's what I said last week. I told you I'm not trying to make excuses, but I really do believe certain players think that way because I think even players like, for example, they see what happened to Mane, 4 years trying to get Senegal to the World Cup and you get injured 2 weeks before. So that plays a part in their mind. The Southampton game, once again, Van Dijk was a worse centre back in game than Joe Gomez. You know how fucked up that is. Even for me, like he was worse than Joe Gomez. He wasn't going into tackles. I think this injury shit before the World Cup is really like worrying.
What did you call him on Twitter? A perfume wearing bastard.
Perfume wearing bastard. I said it.
Yeah.
His perfume does not stop attackers anymore.
I was like, Sam really mad about something.
Someone's not happy. Jesus Christ.
getting them from the market now. He's not getting the real things.
He's happy. Right. He's happy now.
Well, we're going to wrap up. I mean, I didn't know Van Dijk was not allowed to smell good when he played football. Do you know what I mean? Jesus, man's just trying to create that aura, but clearly Husam's not feeling it. Mr. Sarcasm City TV, Mr. Take Note, flawless himself, shameless as always, trying to flog off his deadwood to everybody on the panel. Let them know where to find you.
Yo, like this guy.
I'm not happy.
This guy, why? I'm trying to help.
No,
him. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I am legit trying to help. I'm trying to make myself happier by moving him on, and he will get moved.
We got a keeper.
I'm trying to help you feel better.
You can have our keeper that's out on loan as well if you want, Matisse.
Just please wrap this up. You lot are annoying me.
He's American. You like Americans, don't you?
That's
Captain
a fair point,
America in that.
And that's me, Flawless, on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And Instagram, follow me. Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you follow me across all socials. And actually, Matisse, we did you lot a favor as well. Lewis pointed this out to me. If Fulham would have beat us, then you lot would have been, what's it called? Fulham would have been above you. So you're welcome.
Thank you, Flawless.
Yeah,
Thanks.
man, like you could have been in 8th. Well, wherever you're at. No, 9th, sorry. I don't know where you at, 7th. Yo, Conference League, here we come, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Up the Chelsea.
I'm joking. Husam, let them know where to find you.
So, hi guys. Once again, another incredible episode of Battle of the North. You can find me on YouTube at This Is Football. Matisse plugged me midway. What a guy. A shame that his attackers could not plug it in the goal. And you can find me on Twitter at Don6. Big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the spaces that all the guys speak on. You get me? And make sure you like this video as well and subscribe to Matisse's channel and everyone on the panel, all those guys, man.
Daps, let them know where to find you. Pleasure as always.
Apologies for the lateness, but as a wise man once told me, lateness is greatness. So I thought I'd try it for once. But yeah, never a foul. We start with our World Cup content later this week. So yeah, find us there. Smash it.
Never a foul, man. Make sure you go subscribe. This is football. Go subscribe. Make sure you check out Done Has Some Spaces. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Sarcasm City TV, and also follow the man himself. You know what I'm saying? And
shout out my brother Flawless getting attacked by Matisse for no reason. But he didn't even do anything.
It's unnecessary. Today. You get what I'm saying?
He's so innocent today, man.
I don't even know why. I did not say.
He didn't even have a go at you like
that. You see what you guys here? You're bastards. Bastards.
3, 2, 1.